Okay, Steve has asked me to take a picture of the seal. So, 3 little ducks, a rock with a split, a rock with a lump, and then right in the back there, that sort of curvy thing and a bit of a white, that's a seal. Yeah, I can't get any closer. Done my best. Well, there we go. Yep. Well, that was scintillating, folks. Happy birthday, Steve. We're at the La Have ferry. It's on the far side. Let me see if I can embiggen this. The La Have ferry is on the far side. It's going to come get us in about 10 minutes. And we're going to trot across the La Have River. It's quite big. It's a beautiful river, really. Leads up to Bridgewater on the right, on the left, and on the right heads out to the Atlantic. Either, because when you get, that's a big island or peninsula, I guess, there's a causeway across, and that's quite large, protects the mouth of the river, so it's almost like a harbor. And we can see the La Have, that red building in the distance, that one right there, that has a bakery in it that's very popular. It has a craft center in it, and that's where our daughter used to come in when she was sailing with the Sea School for water supplies. They have showers. So if you moor off, you can, I don't even know whether you have to pay for it, but you can come in and get a shower, use a real bathroom, that kind of thing. And I don't think there's any cost for the mooring either. Anyways, it's a lovely river to sail. And let me see if I can get across to around to the other end. I don't know. On the road to Lunenburg. Lunchtime pretty soon. Well, here we are, Lunenburg Harbor. Lots of folks. Pretty busy, even though it's an overcast day. Catching children instead of lobsters. So this is the Fisheries Museum, and that's where we thought we were going to be eating, but the patio is closed except for that private party. And this is the harbor that we would have been looking at if only the patio was open. So we're just waiting for our phone to text and we can go inside. There, we made it. We're at the inside of the Fisheries Museum for the birthday lunch, and we've eaten here before. We've been inside and outside. Sorry. And it's starting to look gloomier and gloomier, so it's a good thing we're inside. Well, we went in and did our book shopping, and I completely forgot to videotape anything. This is the Blog Shop books. It's underneath. It's got a really sweet little entrance. And so you can come under here and read if you want to. I think they do, whoops, sorry, went too fast. That was the name of the old bookstore. And so I'll take you inside for a second. Okay, this is the interior. We've got a really nice selection of all kinds of different topics, range, poetry section, and science and nature. And strewn amongst all of that, you'll find Canadian content and locally produced books. This is a sweet little spot where you can come in with your kitty and read. It's just such a lovely little reading nook, isn't it? Oh, if only I could have a little bit of stone in my reading nook. But I suppose I could go to the beach and grab one. Anyway, it's very small but very thorough. And another reading nook. And I've got a really solid young adults middle grade reading section as well. Alright, that's it for here. Alright, here we are outside our most favorite Lunenburg bound, which is, let them say it for yourself. It's just such a great sign. Okay, and the main entrance is around the corner. And up through there, here we go. Okay, so this is the front entry. This is primarily the news section, I believe, unless things have changed. And they've got some really great selection for nautical books. And over here, oops, sorry. This is the used book section. Here we are, back at the camp, and we are both exhausted. And we're drinking a drink and having some chips to replace the salt. That's actually healthy for us, you know, chips. That pile over there is from the Lexicon bookstore. No, that's wrong. Outward Bound bookstore?
Lunenburg.
Lunenburg Bound bookstore. I'll put that information more accurately in the thing below. Well, no, I won't, because I'm at the camp. I don't have any internet. Can you tell us what you got, Steve?
Books about sailing.
Show and tell, show and tell.
You're serious?
I am serious. Steve doesn't want to move. He's got to put his glasses on and see, like, well, we'll give you some entertainment while he gets prepared.
One vintage book. Patrick Ellum and Colin Moody's book on Sopranino, a under 16-foot boat that sailed across the Atlantic. That's from the used section. From the New York Review books section, Tove Jansson's The Summer Book, which is a kind of perfect distillation of the essence of summer in the Swedish archipelago.
Can you hold it up so people can see the cover a bit more clearly? Oh, wait, just hold it still. Okay.
And then two books from the Lodestar Books publisher in the UK. Lodestar is a fantastic publisher of reprints and new works on kind of small boat nautical themes. This is John R. Muir's Messing About in Boats. It's a memoir of small cruising boats, I think in the UK, in the North Sea.
Okay, thank you.
And also published by Lodestar is James Warham with Hanneke Boone, The People of the Sea. It's a memoir of James Warham's work with Polynesian catamaran-type sailboats and making very simple and flexible sailboats available to large numbers of people, but also a kind of, what would you say, a kind of reenactment anthropology kind of project of bringing his versions of Polynesian catamarans back to Polynesia and going to different islands and getting reactions of local people to the developments of the catamaran as he developed them over his 50-plus year career.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yes.
Okay, and then from the other bookstore?
From the other bookstore.
Which is
from
called...
Block Shop Books. One that's kind of more work-related is The Carbon Footprint of Everything by Mike Berners-Lee, which seems to be fairly well calculated and well-encompassing estimations of the carbon footprints of all sorts of activities and also the relative carbon footprints of major available choices in Western lifestyle things, like using a smartphone this way versus that way. So that seemed sort of interesting as a reference book. And then, and then I picked up for later the third in Roy Jacobson's series of the Unseen. This one is called Eyes of the Rigel. So this is the third book in a series that traces the life of Ingrid Barøy, who lives on an island called Barøy in northern Norway. And the two previous books, The Unseen and White Shadows, we took Ingrid from her childhood on this island up to sort of middle age. So Eyes of the Rigel, we'll see where that takes us to. We've already had at least the First World War, maybe the Second World War in the trilogy up till now.
Can you just hold it up still? Wait, let me... Okay, thank you.
And this is a book that's been a major, massive bestseller in Norway, but I'm not reading it in the original Norwegian.
All right, so what did you think of that for a birthday shopping expedition?
I have no words left.
Because you're just thrilled out of your pants.
Between the double drive around the Riverport Peninsula because of the detour we missed the signs for, and the big lunch at the fish factory, and the sudden changes in weather from almost raining to cool to very hot and humid, and then tromping up the hill for my iced latte, that's just about put me to sleep.
All right, well, have a good birthday snooze. Okay, well, I had quite a different shopping experience than Steve. Usually he is the one who is demonstrating restraint, and I am the one who just goes, you know, blasting off on all engines. So in the first bookstore, Block Shop Books, I picked up everything that I purchased. So let me see. To begin with, we have Summer Water by Sarah Moss, and I don't know very much about it. I know that it is on one of my book club required readings coming up to us, and yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what it's about. A bunch of people have been talking about this one on YouTube, and it just sounded good, and I don't know if I read the Jane Austen Society. I have a feeling I did, but anyways, it just sounded like it would be a fun lark. And then a Canadian author who I am really fond of for her young adults writing is Susan Giubi. She has also written this, you can see at the bottom here, the Woefield Poultry Collective, which is semi-real, semi-fictionalized account of her inheriting a farm and a couple of the people who have been living on the farm, and she's got to make a go of it. And it's pretty hilarious in terms of, you know, absolutely no idea on even, you know, what end of a chicken is up, that sort of funniness. And I have not read the sequel, but she's stepped into adult murder mystery, and so based on her success and my admiration of her writing, I'm going to give this one a shot. I have only seen one person review it. They seem to like it, and she's Canadian, so I thought, you know, definitely worth a little dive into. Now, the other book store that we went into is kind of funny because we were, let me see, what should I focus on? I'll just focus on the chairs for a couple of minutes while I chat. It was, for me, pretty underwhelming. It was so hot. We had to wear the masks. The humidity level was...
Flip your
No, you can't do that
around.
in mid-thing.
Oh, okay, well.
You have to turn it off to do that.
All right, I thought you could.
No.
Never mind.
So, with the face masks and the dense humidity, and I was looking for a bunch of books in the used section, which I thought I would have a fair amount of luck on. They were authors that were, you know, really well known, and I thought he had a much bigger mystery section. Anyways, I did not come across what I was looking for, which was too bad. And then I went to the news section, and I timed it badly because there were a couple of families with little people who, very difficult not to trip over. You had to pass the young people section before you could get to the new releases for adults, and it was a bit of a tripping hazard. So, yeah, I just didn't, by the time I got there, my energy levels were pretty low, and I didn't see anything, so that was disappointing. And then I thought, well, was there anything that I saw that I could go back to now that I've cooled off a little bit? No, it just was not. Sometimes you don't go into a bookstore and come out full of things. It's funny how that happens once in a while. Anyways, we're back at the camp. That's the end of our book buying day, and we are going to do something really crazy for dinner, I think. I think it's like really not in Steve's wheelhouse, and it's certainly not a birthday meal, but I think we're opting for soup and for me, chips, and I think Steve's going to have toast with cheese. It's just going to be a very low-key end to the birthday. So, thanks for watching, and I hope all your reading dreams and adventures continue to come true. Bye-bye for now.